Thank you, Chairman. My first question will go to Dr. Ortiz. Those of us in Indian country know that when federal agencies fail or refuse to engage in tribal consultation on a project, mistrust can result. My first question is, how do you see the relationship with the Interior and tribal nations developing under the current administration after everything that's happened? And is the current situation at the border reversible?
GAO has not done work specifically looking at that relationship. We do know that on occasions, like we've seen over the past couple of months, when consultations or other requirements are waived, it further exacerbates mistrust that may have already existed, and it really risks irreparable harm to sites. Sometimes these sacred sites and cultural resources could have been preserved with very modest adjustments. And GAO's research suggests that even outside the realm of formal consultation, developing a good ongoing relationship with tribal and local stakeholders will help you figure out ways to conduct or to construct infrastructure with the minimal harm potential, potentially minimalizing harm.
I understand. And when all this occurs, what does the GAO recommend the federal government do to regain tribal trust?
GAO recommends improvements to tribal consultation practices, specifically, such as we've recommended to 15 agencies that they should tell tribes how their input was weighed. We are also recommending improvements to the Federal Permitting Improvement Steering Council in terms of centralizing information so that tribes can be consulted in a more timely fashion, and that there's better coverage to recognize which tribes are concerned with the geographic area, even if they don't live there.
That's better than a text a few hours before the incident happens, I guess. Thank you, Dr. Ortiz. Mr. Cameron, with respect to your testimony regarding, and my colleague Mr. Gosar brought this up, regarding the cultural resources, plants, animals being adversely impacted from the various negative impacts, including trash and, people driving through there. Can trash be cleaned up?
Sorry.
It's a yes or no. Can trash be cleaned up?
Yes.
Okay, good. But a sacred site that's been blasted, it can never be made whole again. I want you to understand that. And you know why? Because ancestors put those things in the ground with care and love and tradition and prayers. Those can never be regained again. And I want you to understand that. You can't equate sacred sites and burial grounds with trash. You can't equate that with people walking through the desert or leaving their abandoned trucks there. That pales in comparison to what these ancestors of these people have done. They put those things there for a purpose, because they knew that in the future we would rely on that knowledge and knowing that those ancestors are there. I don't expect you to understand that, but I'm trying to impart a little information on you so that you understand how they feel about this and why they cry when they see that place being blasted apart. You can't equate that with trash and with, somebody, they burned up this tree, or the damage that this administration is doing to this area is irreparable. It's irreparable. And you didn't even ask. Nobody asked permission of these people to do any of that. And it's shameful. It's immoral, like I said during the last panel. We're having this hearing because we care deeply about what's happening with this land. But it's all over. It's happening all over the country with this administration. And that's why I will say again, I don't know how any of you sleep at night. Chairman, I yield.